All right. So we'll go over some specific actual processes, how to do certain things. So the first thing we're going to talk about is setting up your autopay. So again, in line with priority number one we earlier discussed, I want to make sure that your premiums are paid. So in your Guardian, and we're talking specifically Guardian here, yours may not look exactly like this, but there's two here because I have two policies. So you could click on the policy you want, and up here, you'll see the tabs, very simple, self-explanatory as far as setting up autopay. And you basically get to choose that window 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after on your actual policy anniversary date. So my policy anniversary date is July 21st. You can choose any time within this window. I just choose on the exact date. Again, it's penalty-free grace period. So technically, in my case, I could do the 5th without really getting any penalty. I just chose the 21st, and then you get to choose what bank account. If you have no bank account already set up, again, when you made your initial draft payment, that was a one-time draft, so Guardian does not save that data in the sense of putting it onto your portal. So if you don't have anything set up, then it's simple. You add the bank, you add an account there, or you just simply choose the bank account you have set up there, and a couple of checks and hit save, and your auto pay is. Sorry, I shouldn't actually have anything to add.
That was good. I actually haven't done that, so I gotta go do it now.
Okay, I won't get out of this.
Now I know how.
All right, the next live training, what we have is we'll be talking about requesting a policy loan. So when you first log into your portal, it should look something like this. They have some quick reference buttons here, request policy loan. Again, I have multiple loans, so I'll request from a particular one. It'll take you to a separate portal, and you're basically filling this online form out. So all of the fields in yellow are the required fields. So you put your last four social, the additional signers, usually there's none, yes to a citizen, and they'll ask you if you're subject to backhold withholdings. That normally should be no. And then you're just going to fill in your address. All right, and when you click next, it'll take you to the second page. You can request the loan amount. You have two choices here. You can just click maximum loan amount or a specific loan amount requesting. Now, I know on your guys' portal, you're not able to see what your maximum available loan is. I give typically the guideline, you take 95% of your cash value, and that's what your available loan size is. If you need a specific number, you can reach out to us. We can log into your portal from our broker site, and it'll show us that exact number, and we'll screenshot you the number and send it over. If not, most people are either just taking a maximum loan or taking exactly what they need. So in this case, request a loan, how you like to receive it. Again, you definitely want to do electronically to the bank on file. And that's where, if you don't have a bank on file, go back and look at how to make a premium payment. And that's how you set up your bank account through that. And once you set that up, that same account will be the one you'll use to receive the funds. These are all automatic. If you so happen to do a check, again, that'll take a lot longer. So it'll probably take possibly 2 weeks or so for you to get that physical check. And then the problem is also a lot of banks have a hold as far as when you deposit it, when you have those funds available. Electronically, it'll show up in your bank via ACH, typically about 2 business days later, and be available for your use. Again, highly recommend it being electronic. It'll be a direct deposit, and you're just clicking below, acknowledging that you've read the supplements. And then the last page talks about federal tax withholding. Again, not required to withhold. This is a policy loan. Don't hold any state taxes. And then you can preview and save your forms. I'm going to take you to DocuSign. It will register where you're signing it from, and that's it. Basically, it's submitted. You can go in, view the signed copies, save a copy for yourself, and you can expect it to be processed in about 2 business days and those funds to show up. Now, there are some caveats there. Again, if you're requesting funds from a recent deposit, then it won't get processed until 10 business days after your deposit was processed. Also, we have been running into some loan requests in the state of California where they're asking you to actually print out the form, actually sign it, and then either email it or fax it in. And that email address is on the form itself. So there may be that extra step. Again, it's not for all California residents. Some of them are able to do it electronically, some are not. Secondly, if there are multiple checking accounts assigned to your policy, so say you're making premium payments from multiple bank accounts, there may be a slight delay in the sense that Guardian will reach out to us as the agent to confirm with you which bank account you want the funds deposited in. Again, that'll just add a day or two as far as the back and forth, getting that information situated there. And the last kind of caveat we've run into is that if you've tied a savings account to your bank account, then a lot of times Guardian will see a lot of the different savings accounts tied to that account. So for example, if you have a joint account, a business account, for some reason, if it's that savings account, we've had clients where those bank accounts show up. So again, there's that delay in the sense we get contacted to verify which specific account they want the funds delivered to. And so the simplest way is just have one single checking account tied to your policy that you either make payments from or receive loan proceeds. Anything to add?
No, I think it is pretty simple. There are a few issues, like Tyler mentioned, that come up, but it is pretty streamlined. So it is nice. You can cycle funds in and out within a few weeks. Just after when you make those payments, it has to settle. And then a few days later, you can have your hands on the money again, put back to work.
I did want to capture what we want to show is for that policy that I took the loan out of, that was this policy. So we'll just reference the current cash value was $68,042. That loan hasn't been processed yet. So we'll come back once that loan is processed and we'll see how that affected either the death benefit or the cash value and be able to show that also so that you guys are aware of what happens when you request it. All right, we wanted to show you what it actually looked like and what happened when you took out that $10,000 loan. So when I log into my portal, remember this is the policy that we took the loan out on. What you see now is an outstanding loan balance. What you'll see here is this is your requested loan amount, including the pre-calculated interest up until your next policy anniversary date. And that is prorated. And we'll have Nash kind of show you the details on that, but that's what that number is. So don't get thrown off of, hey, I requested a 10,000, why is it 10,280? The other thing I wanted to highlight is that your cash value will remain unchanged when you take out a loan. What's really being collateralized is your death benefit. So you'll see a drop in that. Now let's go over making a payment for your loan. This is for a loan payment. As we all really emphasize is that when taking out a loan, we do highly recommend you at least pay that debt servicing. So they have a feature in here, and this is, I believe, relatively a recent feature. So you're able to do an auto pay just for your debt servicing. Under Autopay, you'll have just the loan interest, and you're able to just set up an auto payment of that. In this case, it would take out that $280 on the date you prescribe, and this includes my policy anniversary date is July 21st, and it includes some grace period on there. So you could choose a date. Just for the safetiness of it, I always would do it prior to your policy anniversary date. So you could set up auto pay date of just the interest rate again with your bank account and set that up. In this case, instead of the auto payment, a direct payment, you click on make payments up here, choose your policy. In this case, it's this policy. And then this screen will pop up. Now, some people are getting thrown off because when you see this loan payoff, you see this number, 10,644, which is different than the 10,280. And that's purely because this number is taking into account the actual days of actual interest for your outstanding loan. Because we only have a few days of the outstanding balance, it's $6.44 is what the true interest owed on that loan is. So you can choose to pay the entire amount off, or in this case, I'll just choose to pay $500. And again, I know that the interest only was $280, but I have some capital, so I'll pay the $500. What this will do is it'll rebate again, it's taking off. When I make this payment, it's actually not paying the interest, it's paying the balance. And so it'll reduce my loan balance, which then on your policy anniversary date, any old interest will get added now to that, any outstanding balance. So I'll make a loan payment, then take you to which bank account to use, and that's it. And it'll be processed.